everyone, my name is Miranda and today I'm here to do my July book wrap up already. I can't believe how quickly summer is going by. It is absolutely crazy. I am not prepared to go back to school. I just want to sit and read and watch Netflix and I'm not ready for it. So first up this month I read BFG by Roald Dahl in preparation for seeing the BFG movie. I thought I hadn't read this before, but then reading it, I was like, this seems awfully familiar. So like, I think I had it read to me in like 2nd grade by my librarian or something. So it was a very jarring experience to realize that there was a book out there that I didn't realize I had read before. Overall, I mean, this book was perfect. It was literally like childhood combined into a book. It's everything you could want to be. So cute, so fun, and like it just made me feel warm. Like it was so nice, and I would give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. After that, I read The Miniaturist by Jessie Burton, and this is a book about, I think it's in like Amsterdam or something like that. Yeah, Amsterdam. It's about this girl who's getting married to this guy she's never met before, and as a wedding gift, he gives her this dollhouse and she commissions this miniaturist to make some toys and stuff to fill the dollhouse, but the things the miniaturist makes are so lifelike of the people that live in the house that it starts getting super creepy and super weird, and it turns into this mystery of finding out like what the heck is happening, like who's keeping secrets. This book was interesting because it's not really that creepy. Like the premise sounds like, okay, what's happening? And like because of it, I had like Crimson Peak stuck in my head with the whole like sister and brother living together thing. I was just like, where's this going? But it was nowhere creepy as that, so do not worry about that. I didn't really love this book, unfortunately. I mean, the writing was very strong. It was just, I feel like it had some problems in that like things that I wanted to be resolved and should have been resolved weren't resolved by the end of the book, and I was just confused for most of it and just really, I don't know, I didn't like the characters. The main character was refreshing because rather than like being like, oh, I don't want to be married, she was kind of like, this is my duty, I know what I gotta do. So that was a different change of pace, but overall I just really, I didn't get this book, so I would give it 2 out of 5 stars. After that I read And I Darken, and I didn't really like this book either. This is a book about Vlad the Impaler if he was a girl, Lotta the Impaler, and it's about her growing up, and what I didn't realize is it's more about her and her younger brother too, because her younger brother is very soft and weak compared to Lotta. Like he's more of a like talker and a gossiper and trying to do his wars, and she's more like, I'll punch someone. I didn't really like it. I feel like this is another one again where we're supposed to be like, oh, she's super tough, she's super strong, but then she falls apart at the first instance of a romance. And I know tons of people who have read this book and disagreed with me, so I'm kind of like an outlier on this book and not liking it. I don't think I'll pick up the next one. I know it's a trilogy and I can't see myself picking up the next one, so we'll see. It was just, I liked it because it wasn't like they were telling us she was strong, like we were actually, she was doing some messed up stuff and I was like, don't mess with this girl. But at the same time, again, the romance is where it like all fell apart for me. I was like, you don't need this in the book, and I really wish they hadn't included it. And as much as it's cool that like this book is about Lotta and about like a really strong, scary girl, a lot of it is taken up by her brother. We also get his point of view, so it's not like it's necessarily all her, and I was kind of a little confused by that because I felt like I was misled by the description. So I ended up giving this book 2 out of 5 stars. Okay, and then I said it was a bad month, and I really meant it, because after that I read This Savage Song by V.E. Schwab, and this is my first V.E. Schwab book that I ever read, so I was super, super excited for it. It's about this world where humans live alongside monsters, and that's not how you pronounce alongside. One place is where the monsters commingle and are kind of under control by this guy named Harkin, who is in control of the whole city. Another place is where the monsters are kept out, but they're like fighting between each other to try and have control of this place. So the main characters are Kate Harkin, who is the daughter of the guy who's controlling all the monsters. She is finally being let back into her house after being whisked off to boarding school after her mother's death, and finally wants to come home. And then the other boy is August, who is a monster himself, and he's being put in as a spy at Kate's school to try and learn all he can about her. I gotta say I was disappointed about this book. I expected more, I feel like, because of the name, because of V. Schwab and how much everyone loves her. I expected it to be different, to be cool, to be just completely jaw-dropping, and it wasn't. It felt really cliched in some parts. I didn't really like Kate. Like, I got where we were trying to go with her character and that she wasn't supposed to be likable, but like, she was a little too not likable for me. Like, she needs some redemption, and she felt like a whiny little daddy's girl to me. Like, she just wanted daddy's attention. I liked August, but he was kind of a sop, like a kind of very stereotypical emo boy that plays his violin and just like does what he wants and stuff like that. So I mean, the world itself was cool with the different monsters and the different, like, they had like this whole chant about the monsters that was super creepy, but overall I was just expecting so much more. But I'm definitely gonna read the sequel. I'm very interested in reading Our Dark Duet and seeing where it goes. It's just, for me, it's like this book was like really weird in the start, it picked up in the middle, and then it dropped again at the end. So I would give it 2 out of 5 stars. A lot of 2 out of 5 stars books this month. After that, I read Furthermore by Tahira Mafi, And this book is a middle grade book. It's her first book since the Shatter Me series, and it's about this fantastical world, Fernwood, where this girl Alice was born without any color. Everyone has magic, so everyone kind of has their own magic trick. Alice's is a secret, but she was born without color, so she's always kind of felt like she stood out and didn't fit in with everyone else. Her father is the kind of one person that made her feel like she was normal and she could belong and be happy, but he disappeared 3 years ago. So now she is teaming up with this kid Oliver, who she doesn't really like, to try and go and find her father in the mysterious land of Furtherwood, where up is down, down is up, and everything and everyone is trying to kill or eat you, or both. So I was very excited for this book. It's just that actually reading it, I was more confused than anything else. Like, I just felt like the author was trying to stretch for something that never really landed. I don't know if it was like she was trying to go for like a modern day Alice in Wonderland or something like that, but it never really hit what it was supposed to for me, and I gave this book 1 out of 5 stars. And lastly, thank goodness I ended this month on a high note. I read The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware, who also wrote In a Dark Dark Road, which I have not read, but I know tons of people have loved it. This book I picked up mainly because of the cover. You can't really tell, but if you put it under light, it like gets all glittery, and then you can actually feel the rain on the cover, which I think is so, so cool. So this is about this woman who is on a cruise ship for her job. It's like a super small cruise ship. There's only 10 people. It's owned by a billionaire. They're kind of doing the like initial get-go to get the word out about the cruise ship. And one night she wakes up and hears a body fall into the water next to her, like in the room next to her. And she goes to report this, and the problem is that no one is missing from the cruise ship. No guests, no passengers, no staff members are missing. So it's kind of becoming like, what did she really see what she wants to see? And as she keeps digging, she realizes that she might have seen something she wasn't supposed to, and someone wants her to think she's crazy and think that what she saw was not real. So it's just a really trippy, really cool story. I liked it so much. I was a little leery just because, like, whenever something's described as the next Gone Girl or the next girl on the train, I'm always like, because I don't ever like them. But this one really lived up to the expectations. It was so trippy, so creepy, and just, like, I didn't want to go alone after reading this book, because, like, just the thought of being stuck on a boat with 10 people and you know one of them is a murderer. It had a very Agatha Christie feel to it, and I absolutely loved it. Absolutely would recommend it, and I would give it 5 out of 5 stars. Alright, so there you have it. Those are all the books I read for the month of July. I had a iffy month with July. Not a lot of good books, but really, really good books when I did read good books. So please feel free to leave the books you read down below in July. If you have any recommendations, or if you've read any of these books, please feel free to leave your thoughts on them down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel down below to be told when I make all sorts of new videos. And I will see you guys next time. Bye! Woo! Good catch.